So many guys out there are quietly dealing with things like sudden dips in energy, maybe a reduction in blood flow, or just unexpected changes in sexual health and overall confidence as the years go by. And man, it can feel super isolating, mostly because there's this weird stigma around discussing these incredibly natural, very human changes. But what if part of the answer wasn't sitting behind a pharmacy counter, but actually hiding right inside your kitchen pantry? Today, we're going to respectfully break down the real science behind an everyday kitchen staple, garlic. Yep, garlic. And its surprisingly powerful, scientifically documented impact on men's vascular and reproductive health. But hey, real quick, before we unpack the science here, if you appreciate having supportive, judgment-free conversations about health that are actually backed by real research, just tap that subscribe button for us. It genuinely helps us grow this community and keep bringing you these focused, science-backed explainers. Okay, let's jump in. So we're shifting gears from those quiet personal struggles to a surprisingly potent solution. And you might actually be asking yourself right now, can garlic really support men's wellness? Like, is it actually that powerful? Well, the answer lies in the mind-blowing chemistry that happens the precise second a single clove of garlic gets crushed. Let's talk about the magic of a compound called allicin. And here's the wild part. Fresh, whole garlic, it doesn't actually contain any free allicin at all. Crazy, right? Instead, it holds this amino acid called allicin. But when you crush, chop, or even just chew that garlic, you release an enzyme called allinase. This enzyme immediately goes to work on the allicin to create allicin. This incredibly powerful sulfur compound is literally the driving force behind that classic, pungent garlic smell we all know, but way more importantly, it is the absolute engine for its profound vascular benefits. So once that allicin is formed, picture what happens inside your body. The garlic compounds jump into action and interact directly with your red blood cells. And this triggers the cells to release hydrogen sulfide, or H2S, and significantly ramps up your levels of nitric oxide. Now, these compounds act like biological text messages, telling your blood vessels to just dilate and relax. To put that into perspective, a fascinating study out of the University of Alabama at Birmingham found that the hydrogen sulfide produced from just the equivalent of 2 fresh garlic cloves caused up to a 72% vessel relaxation in rat arteries. 72%! That massive boost in circulation is a huge foundational step in supporting both erectile function and your overall cardiovascular health. Okay, so the big question is, how do we actually get these incredible compounds into our system the right way? And that brings us to a super practical question. Is raw garlic better? Because if you actually want to extract these vascular benefits, how you prep it is literally everything. The way you handle that clove completely dictates how much allicin you're actually going to get. So there are some hard and fast rules for maximizing that allicin. First up, you've got to mince or crush the raw garlic. And pay attention, because this is the most crucial part. You have to wait 10 to 15 minutes before you eat it or cook it. Think of it like letting a really fine wine breathe. If you chop your garlic and toss it straight into a scorching hot pan, the intense heat instantly destroys those allinase enzymes before they even have a chance to create the allicin. Letting it sit on the cutting board allows that whole chemical reaction to fully take place. Oh, and if eating raw garlic is just way too intense for you, the research actually notes that soaking it in vinegar retains those beneficial compounds really well too. Right, so now that we've got the blood flow side of things down, let's pivot and see how this all connects to hormonal health. We cover the vascular system, but what about hormones, especially testosterone? Well, you might naturally be wondering, why does stress affect male vitality so much? Because it really does, and it's a massive piece of this puzzle. You see, stress isn't just this invisible mental burden. It leaves a very real, very physical footprint in your body called oxidative stress, and that's caused by these harmful free radicals just roaming around. Honestly, think of oxidative stress kind of like rust slowly forming on a car. Over time, it actively damages the testicular cells that are directly responsible for producing testosterone. But here's exactly where our friend garlic steps in to save the day as a biological shield. It's packed to the brim with antioxidants, specifically one called S-allocysteine, or SAC. These antioxidants swoop in to neutralize those free radicals, essentially blocking that rust and protecting your cells so they can get back to optimally producing testosterone. Which brings us to some seriously exciting research. A major publication from the Journal of HerbMed Pharmacology ran a massive systematic review of 18 different experimental studies, all looking into garlic's effects on male fertility. And the results? The extensive research shows that the potent antioxidants in garlic, we're talking vitamin C, B, and E, can actively boost sperm production, significantly improve motility, and even help with crucial DNA repair right inside the sperm itself. It basically acts as a total holistic defense system for male reproductive health. Now, hearing all of these amazing benefits, you might naturally be tempted to just start eating raw garlic by the handful to speed things up, right? Please don't do that. We have to ask the sensible question: how much garlic is reasonable in a healthy diet? We need to ground this cutting-edge science in some practical, everyday advice that you can actually use safely. Turns out the magic number is actually super small, just 1 to 2 cloves a day. That's it. That equates to about 3 to 6 grams, or roughly a lightly heaped teaspoon of minced garlic. That is the exact sweet spot consistently shown in clinical studies to give you those tremendous cardiovascular and hormonal benefits without overdoing it and making yourself completely miserable. Because trust me, there absolutely is such a thing as overdoing it with garlic, and we've got to responsibly weigh the incredible benefits against the risks. Yes, on one hand, you get the amazing rewards: improved blood flow, robust antioxidant protection, and even feeling less tired. But on the flip side, consuming too much of it, especially raw garlic on a totally empty stomach, can severely irritate your digestive tract. We're talking intense heartburn and a really upset stomach. And even more importantly, high doses carry a very serious bleeding risk. And guys, this is a critical safety warning that we absolutely have to highlight, so please listen closely to this part. Garlic acts as a highly effective natural blood thinner. It actually has antithrombotic properties, which is just a fancy way of saying it stops your blood from clotting. If you combine high doses of garlic or those highly concentrated garlic supplements with prescription blood thinners like warfarin, DOACs, or even just your everyday aspirin, you can trigger dangerous excessive bleeding. It can also mess with the liver enzymes that process HIV protease inhibitors, and it can lower your blood sugar, which is a major complication if you're on diabetes medications. So always have a quick chat with your doctor before adding high-dose supplements to your daily routine. All right, let's zoom out from the garlic for a second and look at the big picture of men's wellness. Because as a society, we are so quick to look for that one single magical ingredient to fix absolutely everything, aren't we? But we have to ask ourselves, can lifestyle changes improve confidence and energy? The honest truth here is that your erectile and sexual health is almost an exact mirror of your overall cardiovascular health. I like to think of garlic as a fantastic, highly effective tool in your toolbox, but your foundational habits are what truly unlock its power. A balanced, nutrient-rich diet, regular cardio exercise, keeping your daily stress in check, and definitively quitting smoking, those are non-negotiable. Fact is, things like healthy weight loss and strengthening your pelvic floor will often do way more for your long-term sexual health than any single supplement ever could all by itself. As we start to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really crucial question to ponder. Are natural daily habits more important than quick solutions? It's a massive mindset shift for sure. And hey, just a gentle reminder, if you found this breakdown clear, helpful, and actually informative today, please tap that subscribe button real quick. We absolutely love putting together these focused, practical insights for you guys. Which brings us to our final takeaway. Look, there are simply no magic bullets in health. None. Garlic is an incredible, science-backed ally for protecting your blood vessels and your cells, but ultimately, it's just one single piece of a much larger puzzle. So, what small, healthy habit are you going to consciously add to your routine today? Are you going to start crushing a clove of garlic and letting it rest for 10 minutes while you prep dinner? Or maybe you'll carve out a dedicated 20-minute walk to finally burn off some of that stress. The choice and your long-term vitality is entirely in your hands. Thanks for learning with us today.